What's going on, guys? Johnny with Blaze Grass Lawn Care. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my lawn care business. Now, for you new guys, please pay attention to this video, man, because it's going to open your eyes as far as a lot of things that you don't see on these YouTube videos. Before I start, I'm going to show you from the beginning to the end of this weekly lawn mowing customer that I have. I've been servicing this customer for the past 10, 12 years. And the way it works in my area is we will mow bi-weekly from March through May, and then we move to weekly all the way up to September. And then from September all the way back to March, no, all the way up to December, we go bi-weekly every 14 days. And then during the winter, we show up once a week. Once a month. Sorry about that. But the equipment that you're going to see is the Crest commercial battery powered equipment and the Toro Revolution Grandstand, which is a battery stand-on mower as well. All right, so let's get into what this video is all about. And before I started my lawn care business, guys, I thought it will be simple. You know what I mean? You cut grass, you get paid, and you repeat. If you have the customers that, you put them on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. But once I got into it, I learned the hard truth, invaluable lesson, man. So today I'm going to share 5 things that I wish I knew when before I got started. This way it would have made me be beyond where I'm at right now. Whether you're thinking about launching your own lawn care business or you're just in your first season, this video is going to save you tons of stress and mistakes. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, number 1, it's not just cutting grass. When I first started, I thought the work was all physical, right? Mowing, trimming, blowing. What I didn't realize is that the business side is just as important as the labor. Okay? You'll need to learn how to send estimates, follow up the leads, keep track of your income and expenses, handle scheduling, route planning, and invoices. The mowing is going to be only about 50% of the job. The rest is communication, admin, and staying organized. If you're not prepared for this side of it, you'll feel overwhelmed. I promise you. I wasn't ready for that at first, and I lost time and money because of it. So treat this like a real business from day one. Okay? Number 2, pricing. If you price too low, you're gonna get burned out. All right? People, you see people on TikTok or whatever, $25 lawns or whatever the case might be. It sounds cute, but the reality is you're gonna be busting your butt in the heat of the summer and not making any money. Okay, so here's a mistake I think every new lawn care owner makes, is charging too little. I remember taking on a yard for 30 bucks that took me over an hour, and it took me 45 minutes to get to. And I was proud of it, right? Because I landed my first customer. But after gas, wear and tear on my equipment, I was barely making 10 bucks an hour. Lowballing might get you customers, but it will burn you out. Take it from me, I'm telling you. You'll start resenting the work, and worse, you'll attract cheap customers who don't value what you do, man. I'm telling you. Cheap customers are the biggest pain in the butt. They are the ones that want everything done, additional stuff done, and they don't want to pay you for it. Okay? So what I wish I did instead was know my numbers, factor in equipment, fuel time, and profit, and charge like a professional, not a kid with a mower. And that's what some of us do. If someone says you're too expensive, they are not your customers, period. I know it's kind of hard for you to digest because you're thinking about it and you don't have a lot of customers, whatever the case might be, but believe me, the worst thing is knowing that you go into a job that's going to take you a whole hour and you're charging 30, 40 bucks, and by the time you pay for your gas, your uniform, your mower breaks down, all that good stuff, you're going to be wondering why your equipment is so rinky-dinky and you can't afford to buy you anything else. Okay, so take that into consideration. All right. Number 3, customers care more about reliability than perfection. All right, you're gonna hear this, and I've said it before. I try to do a perfect job. Yes, that comes with time, and that comes with who you are as an individual. Always aim to do your best. But guys, don't try to be out there trying to be perfect. There's no such thing as being perfect, okay? The customer care of you being there when they expect you to be there. One thing I'll tell you straight up, don't give customers a time. Give them a date, and if for any reason you can't make it within that, that day or whatever the case may be, communication is the key. When I started out, I was obsessed with making every lawn look perfect, right? I'd double cut, I'd edge every little doggone line, like it was a freaking magazine shoot. What I learned is most customers don't care about that level of detail. They care if you show up every week or every other week and don't miss your appointment. People want peace of mind. Okay? They want to know that their lawn is going to get done without chasing down or wondering if you're coming. Once I focus more on consistency and communication, I started getting more referrals than ever before. Be reliable, man. That alone will put you ahead 90% of your competition. Okay? In case I'm point right now, I'm getting a ton of calls from people because their lawn care people aren't showing up because it's 110 degrees. See what I mean? there's no more easy, where we're at, it's hot. Try to be reliable, and with that, try not to overbook yourself, because once you start getting too many doggone customers and you overbook yourself, that's when your reliability is going to go down to crap. All right, so enough about that. Invest in good equipment early, okay, when you can. I know at first, yes, we use what we have, and you got to do what you got to do, but guys, homeowner lawnmower is designed to mow that grass once a week, or either twice a month. Those lawnmowers aren't designed to mow 3 and 4 lawns or 10 lawns a day. They're not. So your equipment can either help you grow or hold you back. I started with a used residential lawnmower that I had to just to cut my grass, and it broke. It broke within a week. So the constant, then I had to take it to get it repaired and then try to buy a new one. What I wish I did before starting was save a little bit longer, and I would have spent the money on something a little bit more hardcore, something more of a commercial grade equipment. Now, I'll tell you, It took me 3 years to buy my first commercial mower. And yeah, I gradually moved up to a lawn tractor. Then I got a time cutter, 42 inch, and so on and so forth. And that's the way I make it. You know, you don't need a 20,000 out the gate investment, right? Don't go super cheap on your gear. You know, it is going to fall apart within 10 lawns. But, you know, good equipment makes you faster. All right. And it makes you more efficient and more professional. And that makes you profitable. Okay. So work with that. I hope this is making sense to you guys. You know what I mean? You know, hit the like button. You know what I mean? And you know, subscribe. Subscribe if this is helping you out. All right. And again, this is my perspective. Okay. This is not, you know, everyone's. This is mine. All right. Marketing is 24/7, not just when you're, you know, you're slow. Let me tell you, when I had a slow week, I panic, right? Because we all have that pay week and then the non-pay week where most everybody wants you to cut their lawn, you know, in the first week of the month, you know, and on the 15th, right, in my area. But, you know, and then you have the week in between where, you know, you don't have a lot of people. So things are slow. So I'll go out there passing out flyers and posting on Facebook. But what I didn't realize is marketing should never stop, even when you're full and booked, you know. Here's what I do now. I always have a business card or door hangers on my truck, right? And what I do is, not now, but what I used to do is I will service this property right here, and then 5 people to the left, 5 people to the right, and 5 people directly in front. I just leave a door hanger. I won't knock, I will not, just leave a door hanger every time I did that property. Because you got to realize that people go on vacations, and you know, if you're doing a good job, they're looking at what you're doing. Believe me when I tell you. You may think, you know, nobody's watching me. Somebody's watching. Somebody's always watching you. You know, once your truck is parked in front of that customer's property, you know, people are looking at the end result, and they know your business by what you leave. They don't know what you and the customer came up with. You know, all they know is you left there, you were there, and that's the way the lawn looks once you left, right? So, here's what I do now. My truck is wrapped, so that is, you know, advertisement for my business every day. My social media is booming. I post pictures, I post all kind of stuff. Guys, let me tell you, if you don't have a chance, if you get a chance, go check out my social media. My social media is booming. And ask happy customers to leave a Google review. You know, I have over 103 or 105 Google reviews. You know, if customers are happy, ask them to leave you a Google review, and all you have to do is, you know, take off $5-10 of their next service. And believe me when I tell you, people will leave you a review, and all you have to do is text them a link to your review, and it makes it easier for them. You know, you never know when someone will drop off your schedule and you need a new lead. So, you know, the work you do marketing today will pay off weeks and months later. So make marketing a part of your routine, not just your backup plan. All right. So yeah, let me give you a little bonus tip here. Don't compare yourself to others. Okay, don't compare yourself to me. You know, I've been doing this for 15 years, guys. You know, don't compare yourself to, and I know, you know, you're watching YouTube, you compare yourself to a lot of people on YouTube. Listen, do not compare yourself. You are you, okay? And let me tell you also, a lot of guys And yeah, I mean, I can say, and I will validate, a lot of guys on YouTube lie. They lie, okay? They lie. They're not consistent. They lie. They're flim flammers. But you can definitely tell who they are. You know, don't compare yourself, man. On social media, you'll see guys with huge trailers, full crew, and 100K trucks. You know, that's great. But they all started small too. I started super small too. So, focus on you, okay? Your own progress. Um, if you're better this month than you were last month, then you're winning, man. Don't quit just because you're not there yet. I'm telling you, been there, done that. And if you focus too much on these guys on social media and YouTube, it's a little bit depressing if you're trying to come up, okay? So don't focus on that, okay? So if you're still watching, thank you. I hope this gave you some real insight into what it's like to start your lawn care business. Um, these are the things that I wish I knew, and now go ahead and start. Okay, drop a comment below. Let me know which tip helped you the most. If you're already in the game, share something you wish you knew. Like, subscribe. If you want more of this lawn care business tips and stuff like that, listen, thank you for watching. Continue on finishing up this video. I'll show you the end when I'm blowing and everything. Guys, again, be blessed. Get out there. Go get yours. Enjoy the rest of the video. Pop smoke. Peace.